This difficulty. Yeah. You know what? Oh, Helen, thanks so much for the sub again. Holy dang, you're throwing your money out the window for me. Was that on purpose, or is this the automated thing? Because maybe just turn it off. But I appreciate it a lot. You're sweet. So I'm thinking of going expert mode here. And then let's see. I don't think Battle of Iron is good for me. Let's see. Hard. I think I'll go normal. Yeah. Your birthday is in 3 days. Ah, your birthday is in 3 days, right? Yes, that is correct. I had to think about it for a second there, though. Oh no. But this, I consider this a birthday present, so please don't go out of your way and get me anything. I hope you're not going to do anything. Okay. Let's see.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spymaster and Archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
Hey, character creation. Um, in the Northern Empire, where you were born, men enjoy equal protections under the laws of the Overlord Kairos. In the southern lands of the tiers, only men may own or captain ships, but real estate is restricted to women. Men may lease, but real ownership of the land in the tiers always passes to the eldest daughter or sister. Oh my god, I can't read now. This game is looking hecka dope. Hey Jingy, yes it does. Most sons enter their father's profession by their mid-teens. Those without a profession or family lands to work and find purpose by pledging service to one of the Overlord's mighty Archons. Criminals, derelicts, and others are often conscripted into the armies of the Archons. If a child cannot forge his own skein, I don't know what that is, he will certainly find one in battle. Okay, let's see. I was hoping there would be more custom. Oh, there is. Yes! Give me some looking gigantic beard. Wait. Here's my old beard. I've grown since then. Huh. Well, the beard selection is a bit disappointing. Hair is for noobs. Faces are also for noobs, but let's see. Hmm, is good enough. What's this? Oh, tattoos. Good.
Ah, got it. Injured, tired. Let's rest. Curious.
No, I'm happy there are no ones, honestly. Dude, there's a good old man here. What else? Wait, what? I'll just go with Scorpion here. Welcome back, hon. We're doing character creation now. Yay. History. Hmm. Hmm. I think Lawbreaker sounds good. Accused of a crime he most certainly did commit. He stood before Tynan the Educator. Alright. Yeah, let's go with Lawbreaker like that. Primary expertise. You were trained in the following combat style. Oh, ho, ho. Hmm. Hmm. What should we go with? Hmm. I know this is very basic, but I kind of like the sword and shield. Let's go with great sword, actually. Wait. Oh. Oh. Yeah, let's go with great sword and cleave. Secondary expertise. War mace. Oh my god, yes. Yes. Spear and shield, though. War mace. I'm sorry. I'm excited. Banner. What? Oh, this is very good, Lord. No offense to this game. Where's my Sigmund hammer? Hmm. This is a tough choice here. Okay, I like this. Use the stars on its fab. This one or this? Oh, this one, right? Oh yeah, this is good. I kind of like the colors like this though. Okay, how about this? I don't know. Hmm. I'm just gonna stay like this, actually. Alright. Name. It's easy. Whew. Alright. Might, physical strength. I will want might for sure. Finesse. Shit, we want all of these, don't we? Quickness. You know what? That's not that important. Vitality might be. So, this is, I know, kind of dumb maybe, but I'm just gonna roll like this. Yeah, definitely conquest. Well, let's freaking do this, yo.
All the world has fallen to Kairos. And now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. 2 armies. The Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus marched south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior. In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tearsmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors, until it's too late.
428. During the conquest, you will decide your character's actions during Krios' invasion of the Tears, shaping the world through which you will adventure over the course of the game. Each choice you make affects your character and how major factions of the Tears respond to you. Your decisions matter. Choose wisely. I will not choose wisely. How dare you even suggest that? The bastard city stood on the northern border between Kyros's empire and the Tears. Kairos? Kyros? I don't know. Built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between realms, the city was a nexus of commerce. To the Tears, it was the center of all wealth. To a northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading post. Oh my god, my eyes. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' armies. Taking the city would send a message to the rest of the tiers. Kairos' will is insurmountable. I know I keep saying it in a different way each time. It's interesting. And I know the game itself is kind of short because, like, all of these things are majorly different with each playthrough. Like, depending on your choices, obviously. The Oathbound scanners identified a modest border defense and collaborated on an organized attack that would leave the enemy uncoordinated and cut off from aid. You oversaw the preparations and offered your opinions on the strategy. When the clashing of swords and spears fell to silence, followed by the cheering of disfavored scouts, you were the least surprised. Nice. The mages took their more dangerous research outside of the bastard city's walls. You sent a scout to sabotage a delicate ritual which caused an explosion that injured or killed many senior practitioners. Enraged, the survivors expanded themselves on a chase through the surrounding hills, where the disfavored surrounded them and brought them to their hill. Why am I reading stuff that's not there? The few that survived the attack were conscripted by the Scarlet Curse. Your tactics of infiltration placed you in the bastard city ahead of the main armies. Your work softened. God damn it, I'm so sorry. The city defenses for the arrival of Kairos' forces, but you wanted a decisive gesture that would give your allies a meaningful advantage. How did you assist in the fall of the bastard city? Huh? I think I'm gonna go with maybe this one. I kinda like this one though. Some deaths were quiet and unnoticed, while others were gruesome beyond words. As a wave of murder overtook the city's elite, their deeds swelled in infamy. Well before the armies arrived, no one in the bastard city felt safe in their homes, much less behind their walls. By the time Kaiser's forces crested the horizon, the city was fearful enough to throw open the gates and welcome their new protectors. So yeah, there's no way in this game to not be evil, I believe. Hmm. The bastard city settled into a new state of normalcy, with every tower displaying Kyros's banner. Their name was whispered alongside rumors of decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tunon sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kyros's conquest, either as a judge and overseer of the settlement of Lethian's Crossing or as a war advisor with the armies advancing to realm of Apex. Hmm. Which one should I choose? I can't decide. Help me. Help me. Very good. Thank you. Hmm. I'm gonna go with this one. The judge and overseer of Lathian's crossing. Lithian. 420. Years ago, Lathian the Bold founded a founded? There's no L there, and that's not a word. Years ago, Lathian the Bold founded a small merchant town at the intersection of ancient old worlds. A pact between the settlers and the mercenary company meant that caravans were able to travel without fear of bandits or bane, and the town thrived in modest insignificance. Lathian's crossing drew Kyrus' attention for the iron deposits in the surrounding hills. With the region under Kyrus' control, the northern smith mages could set up workshops to refine ore and arm the disfavored with the finest weapons in the known world. The Archon of Secrets dismantled the mercenary support with a generous bribe, taking the crossing in a bloodless victory. Tunan dispatched you to travel alongside Kyrus' forces and bring order to the region. Oh, I will bring order so hard. Holy Flounder. Oh yeah, that's why my brain went there. Because of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. The Scarlet Cross agreed to transfer Syrian's latest recruits to the front lines of the Apex campaign. Your resolution fit their traditional model of conscription, so they considered it a fair alternative. In the weeks to come, more of them returned to active duty than even Siren herself expected, likely owing to their obsessive devotion to the Archon and her enchanting music. Hmm. Although the disfavored were averse to your ruling, they couldn't argue with the reasoning behind it. They rallied in the streets of Latian's Crossing, patrolling on alert in shifts that lasted day and night in an impressive show of force. They managed to repel several attacks from the predators in districts that would have otherwise suffered great harm. Able to do some good, the disfavored still detested you for keeping them from the battle with the real enemy in the tears. Huh? Don't detest me, bro. Full control of the crossing. Hmm. The disfavored placed the modest garrison in the settlement of Latian's Crossing. So the what? So the force was larger than might be needed to police the small settlement, protecting the forge-bound ironsmiths became the true agenda of the defense force, as these magical craftsmen kept the disfavored invasion force suited in iron. Relieved at the departure of the Scarlet Crows, the citizens of Latian's Crossing felt they got the least of two burdens. Received word from Graven Ash thanking you for your decision. The Forgebound and their weaponry could not be entrusted to the voices of Narath. Oof, politics. Alright. Sorry about that very dumb joke. With the mercenaries expelled and Latian's Crossing under new leadership, Cars's forces congratulated themselves on bringing order to the settlement and guaranteeing a productive flow of resources. Over the source of this diversion, the army front advanced further into the tiers. Their skills were needed in the realm of Azure, Stalwart, or the Vellum Citadel. Hmm. Okay, I wish we had more info on this. But this looks cool. I would go here if I could choose. 430. Blaze it. The nation of Azure, once the richest settlement of the Tiers, sat on a verdant fertile plain. As the disfavored clashed with Azure's defender, the Scarlet Chorus contended against the region's tribal beastmen, who protected their ancestral lands with incredible fury. Kyr's dispatched the Archon Carrion to break the stalemate and force Azure into submission. The colossal man of stone and flesh arrived as instructed, but earning his cooperation was a tall order, even for you. I gave him a quick handy to convince him to join. I mean to cooperate. Vengeance is dumb though. This favor needed to temper their rage and consider the wider concerns. Chaos's forces were far from home and needed all the help they could get. He joined the chorus in rounding up the beasts, and though the pack's leader escaped, the rest were quickly subdued thanks to raid. The voices of Narat mocked the disfavor's displeasure from afar, suggesting that any of them were free to join his army if they felt they lacked training. Tensions are ever growing. Despite the vocal claims of defamation, he allowed the Scarlet Chorus to flood the plain. What? Flood the plains of Azure and seek out the offending Beastman tribe. They returned with a score of captive Beastmen who were brought before Chorus interrogators. Dot. Those who talked knew nothing of Karen, but those who held back showed particular disdain for Curse's army, as if there existed a preconceived hatred. The unconfirmed possibility of Karen's treason sent a ripple of unease throughout the Scarlet Chorus camp. The Edict of Stone. The Archon of Stone made brazen declarations that Kyros had no claim to the through the tears. Soon after, word arrived that Kyros would dispatch this rebellious minion with an edict. Ooh. Having shown a stern hand against the disfavored in the past, Tunon deemed it proper that he deliver punishment. Tunon selected you for the honor of proclaiming Kyros' Edict of Stone, a magical spell with the power to destroy the Archon. As he sensed his approaching doom, Crane began an assault on Plainsgate, the largest human settlement of the area. It fell to you to send Kyros' forces into a suicide mission to halt Crane's destruction while he completed the proclamation of the edict. Wow. This is the most sensible, I think, unless they just go at each other's throats. The disfavored and Scarlet Chorus alike questioned the wisdom of this command. They were uncompromising. This approach was the only guarantee to halt the Archon's destruction. This favored phalanx scattered under Crane's fury, and the Scarlet Chorus mob was reduced to a smear under his foot. The city of Plainsgate suffered little damage at all as the armies kept Crane occupied, a small beacon of hope among the devastation. As you read the Edict of Stone, the earth under the battlefield groaned open, spitting up the outcroppings of rock that obliterated the surrounding landscape for miles. When the land heaved open to take Karin, the Archon allowed it with serene acceptance. We done fucked him up good. With the lands blighted and unrecognizable, the realm of Azur was left utterly ruined by the events of the war. Whoopsies! In times to come, the tears would call this blasted region the Stone Sea, for the treacherous rock formations and persistent quakes became the defining features of this once verdant land. Scheisse. It probably could have turned out differently if we chose different things. The Scarlet Chorus established a sprawling camp in the shattered rocky terrain and quickly absorbed those displaced by the upheaval of the land. These hapless refugees were put to work as slaves and soldiers, and the Chorus slowly built themselves a makeshift fortress in the blighted, quake-ridden realm. Your tour of duty in the broken lands of Azure was complete. You didn't have long to rest before turning called you into service once more. You have reached the end of Kratos' conquest. You want to continue or erase your progress and start over. Good.
The year is 431, and Kairos'
Blaze it.
invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault. With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons: crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons.
What an honor.
As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Wow. I really like this story so far also. Wow, this transition is really good. They bring the retro, I presume. We're expecting you. I'm gonna talk to you now. Kairos the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the void was sealed with you on their side. The disfavored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. The commander wouldn't say why the governor of Leighton's Crossing would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine you're here to knock some sense into the voices of Nerat. She catches herself, cleaning her throat with a smile. I mean, mediate with the Archons so that we might agree on a plan to wipe out these Oathbreakers. Yeah, in favor, okay. But on a personal note, it is good to see another Harbinger. Another Harbinger. Whatever. By Kyros's will, most of our gold invasion force still lives. Gold? I really need to wear my glasses. It says old. I was like wondering what the heck is a gold invasion force. So the old invasion force still lives, but most of us have been scattered across the tiers, reassigned as needs change. I miss those days when there was so much battle ahead of us, so much glory still to be won. But I know the Archons are expecting you. Don't let me wax nostalgically about the old days. Glare silently. That's what I would do. Honey. Your senses see more than mine, good Fatebringer. Fatebringer, it's Fatebinder. Did I always say Fatebringer? I do not pretend to know how much about. I do not pretend to know much about such things, but if that was Kyros's magic and you're here on important business, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague? An edict of twisted bones? Glare silently. The edict is leveled against us? Her eyes widen with fear, her posture slackens. But the Scarlet Chorus prevents us from taking action. Why would the Overlord punish both of... She clears her throat with a sigh. Forgive me, it is not my place to question. We should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving, don't worry. The delay reflects poorly on all of us. I'm gonna try and keep it positive. When this marked the second time you are tasked with proclaiming an edict against our own. That must have been a grim task, proclaiming an edict against Karen, but someone had to deliver the traitor's execution. I am so sorry that I cannot read today. I sure hope you're right and that all we need to do is get our asses in motion and put down this uprising. Let's hope this lights a fire under the Archons to agree on a plan. Well, you have traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you, but her voice was silent, her attention snapping east for a little arm. Did you hear that? More runners, third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to get help from outside the valley. She points over to a collapsed path by which you arrived. But they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Outbreakers a good fight. I'm down to do that. Oh, this is a good plan. Wasn't that clear? Oh, maybe I was positioned poorly for this.
I'm not dead yet.
He soon will be though. My dog. Why is the lady not coming? Don't bother with me, go down the pass. Restus. Soldier clutches his gut and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. You wonder it's not trivial. He laughs through clenched teeth. This but a scratch. I've seen twice as worse, 10 times over. He doubles over in pain, gagging and shivering. I said I'm fine. The soldier moans and shakes his head. Reverend Usher protects. You go and help the others. This is so bad. Oh, did I loot? Oh, I think I forgot to loot everyone. Did this guy have a loot on him? Oh yeah. Shh. I'm wasting time here. Oh no.
Try and catch me, worm.
A young Scarlet Fury waves around the Vandrian Guard attackers, avoiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge you. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countryman. This one's crazy, too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Fate finder.
Ah, Fate Finder.
Here at last.
She's saying
Here
that
to
one.
join me in putting these cowards out of their misery.
She nods to the armed soldiers beating down on her. For the realm of Apex, charge! The Vandrian Guard level their weapons and advance.
Come at me, grave meat. I see you there.
Oh, coordinate attack. Really good. Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
Fighter series, the fresh corpses and not the satisfaction.
I'm versed, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head.
If you don't recognize me, it's probably because I'm not covered in beastman blood. You did me a good turn back in Azure, and I never forget a friend. Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching. No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
Verse furrows her brow and focuses down the butt of the gun. Um. Oh, okay, this is just, alright, this is just a... Oh my god, you just sounded dope as heck. Damn my old helm. Wait, let's go for stats first. Eyes forward, no looking back, the Vendrian guard warrior roars with his fox held high. His words largely lost over the din of combat. Stand aside or your funeral will be over the side of the bluff. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon your way. Not a chance. If I surrender, I'm as good as dead. At least we can drag some Kyrus' chosen along our short journey to the void. As he signals his men to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, growing its tension. Scarlet calls reinforcements. Hurry! Run down the Oathbreakers, let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rebel, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. I need to find my glasses. Signing the sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the blood chanter describes a series of spells into the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian guard warriors as the chanter's magic burns its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turned their attention to the scarred chorus roaring triangles. No, don't engage them, we need to run. His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon.
Look at that, Soldier Corpse. I'm on it. Not a problem, boss.
For the Queen! I'm not dead yet.
Crescent Runner, come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. No, I'm good. I'm good here. Thanks though. Open. Stow your weapons or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Cornered between what? Precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife point. Skewer him. Skewer him? Worry not for me, Graham and Ash will protect. The disfavored officer winces, blood sweeping. God damn it, blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. You heard the man? He plainly invited to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? Wow. This blade, with a jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Drestus matted hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Oh my shit. And I'm sure that's all. We'll have daily visits from Scarred Crow's cats thirsty for a bit of torture. He shakes his head, pulling the captive closer. I'd rather take my chances with death. Now that's unfair. I assure you it's more a hunger for torture than a thirst. But you are correct. We have no charity left for those who have left at our mercy once before. The blood chanter slams her staff on the ground, curling her fingers with a quivering hand. If you fools won't deal with him, maybe I will. Damn it! Whatever you're thinking, don't. Not until Commander Drest is safe. I'm gonna try another one. Let's just do this. The Oathbreaker cracks a wide smile as you lower your weapon. That's right, now the rest of you drop those weapons. With his attention on the other warriors, you dash forward. He reaches out with his dagger to slay Drestus, but your hand is already on his wrist. With a wrenching twist, you mangle his hand, dropping the dagger harmless to the ground. Fuck yeah. With his favored warriors rush forward from either side of you, Tyler barely manages to strain grasp before being hacked and impaled upon their swords and spears. Strain gasp, not grasp. Kairos be praised that Oathbreaker fought with the rage of Chiron himself. Restus slides a trembling hand along the cuff on his neck. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today was my last. From the look of it, guess they thought if they stormed the pass, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. Restus holds out a handful of crumpled parchments for your inspection. A student of letters such as yourself should be able to make sense of this. How do we tell him we cannot read? If we have our glasses anyway. Repeating the same messages in different written scripts, the parchments explain the Mandarin Guard's desire to overthrow Crisis Archons and rout their armies from the tiers, I should say. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather at the Vendrian's Well. At Vendrian's Well, I should say again. Oh, I forgot to read that. Let's just scroll back. Well, from the look of it, we kept them from slipping out of the valley. Whatever they hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast and follow the trails downslope for a few hours. You'll see the campfires leagues away. Can't miss it. I can't miss anything if I put my mind to it. Quest completed. I was hoping this would be a merchant or something. The prisoner says his name is Tarkus Demos. Justice lets out a long sigh, tapping his gauntleted finger to his temple. I don't think this is a complicated matter. He dies. His family's been a driving force in the Vendrian Guard. Killing him should demoralize whatever's left of the Tarkus clan. All must be given a chance to find absolution in service to the Scarlet Chorus. The mage points a finger at the disfavored officer, and you know full well this has always been our way. He has a chance to be a slave or soldier. Only then do we feed him to the pigs. We'd let you take prisoners, but you can't control them. You send these conscripts out on patrol and they never return, defecting all over again. I can't let this nonsense strategy continue. But I insist this Oathbreaker be taken to the voices of Nerat, leaving us at an impasse. Fortunately, we have a Fatebinder here to settle the matter for us. The chanter turns to you, an expectant smile creeping across her face. So what say you? What should become of the prisoner? This is the sort of nonsense that got us into the mess we're in now. If we keep showing these mongrels mercy, they'll just bite us time and time again. If it will calm your nerves, I assure you this one won't be put on the battlefield. The mage snaps her fingers loudly, gesturing for her gang to listen. Make sure the prisoner is taken straight to the voices of Narat. I won't keep you here any longer, Fatebinder. I know you have important business in the valley. Drestus salutes you, his iron gauntlet rapping against his breastplate. Oh, what is he rapping about? Probably big booties. For the glory of Kairos. Fatebinder, what an honor to have one of Turn's court visit our humble holdfast. Need supplies? Bursting with energy, the merchant slams her palm down on the top of the crate. If so, you have come to the right place. On the top of crate? What? So what will be today? She spreads out a welcoming arm over her wares. Let's see what you got. Where's my shit? How do I sell? Cannot sell shit. How sell? Trade. Uh, yeah, let's sell that. Oh god. Shit. Alright. Let's see what it's got. Bronze War Mace. I would love that. I'm gonna buy the Bronze War Mace. See what else he's got or she's got actually. Wait, you already have one of those. Haha, whoops. I almost made a terrible mistake. Let's just give us money then. How do I switch weapons? Okay, what? Start over. Ooh. Ah, just gotta do it like this, I guess. What's this about? What is there? Let's just run there and see. Oh, we're not running there now. Wait, Stone Shield. Is that a cast name or? Yeah, I think it's a cast name. The walls began to crumble, creating handhold suitable for climbing. Oh, sure. Aww. Can you subterfuge me this? You climbed up for nothing. Make it bigger. What does that mean? Ah, weird. I think we're done here. If it take 2 hours 45 minutes to complete your journey from Edgering Ruins to this favorite camp, well, it's a long walk. Take what you can carry, but leave the cart, otherwise they seize you and your wares. This is the robbery. Hail, Fatebinder. To this fair scout notes at your approach. Camp's on up ahead, don't mind us just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. Oh, I forgot to read. I forgot how to read, I guess. A trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak for such a thing? Not us and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City and plead your case before Tunan. But we'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. You've lost favor with disfavored. I mean, what's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel, and the warrior poses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. If the Fatebinder wishes to weigh in on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. The soldier clears her throat, looking at you expectantly. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Wow. Well, you could rob me now and leave my supplies today. Wait, what? Have my supplies today. The merchant grabs a flask from his cart, or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey for all year long. I even know a new family. What the heck? I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly, any army will need those. He uncorks a smoked ceramic phial, and the aroma of cloves and lemon assaults your nose. The lady gave me hot tea while I was waiting, and she said my ash will look good. But then she was like, "What color is it?" And I was like, blue." Anyways, uh, Helen's adventures in the outside world. Oh, I just stopped reading. I guess I'll stop reading now because, yeah. Wow, they should have stepped out of here. I also want a cowboy. You gain fear with words. This game has mechanics I am struggling to understand just yet. I want to talk to this guy. I feel like I might be digging my own grave right now. Oh, I stand here for a bit. Yes, that was good. That's good. Peter Quip. Do they all have names like this? I'm not here to chat and make friends. It's like they're both soldiers, right? How do they know which country mean what? That's a big man.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery. But I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
How wonderful you could join us, Quakebringer, Executioner of Cairn. You grace us with your presence. Here's hoping you have another edict for bringing childish Archons to heel.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all. For the second time, Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation. You should be honored. Tell us, what has the Overlord decided to unleash upon the Oathbreakers? The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of his ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
Why aren't you talking? I'm not talking because I'm reading and letting them talk. I kind of stopped reading what they're saying because I'm struggling to read without my glasses, apparently.
We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
I did not check the picture yet. I will
So
check
you
as soon as I
found
can.
your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Fatebinder is right. We're acting not as leaders, but as children. I've no time for your foolish japes and petty taunts. We should focus on the objective at hand, and that is taking the Mittani River, and then advancing to Ascension Hall and ending this edict.
I really want to say 4, but I think 2 might be the right option here. Hmm. Okay.
Do not think for a moment that you can give us orders, maggot. Not unless you wish to discover new ways of feeling pain. Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Thus, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
I like this a lot so far.
The fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I love that there's clear silently ocean almost all the time.
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
Fun fact, those thick rolls are called futomaki, which literally means fat roll in Japanese. Nice, maybe you should rebrand the Team Discord server to Futomaki from thick roll then. I think that would be kind of cool. Although I'm happy with thick roll as well as a name. Check pick. I will when I can. I don't want to pass cap. Okay, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it real quick. Yeah, I had these types of rolls before. They look really good. What's in them exactly? I can see avocado and a bunch of other green stuff. Stop saluting me. Do this. Did I level up? Unspent town points. Spinach, cucumber, fried tofu, mushroom. Oh, that sounds dope. Which girl? Verse? You mean her? She's she's an ally I met early on in the game. She's with the chorus, I believe. I mean, obviously. Hmm. Oh, this is really good. I just realized that you can get more info by hovering over like orange stuff. Welcome back. So where's the other guy? And who's this? Let's talk to her. Sure, we'll assist. Oh, wow, that sounds traumatic.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
Barrick, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor? No. Oh, that is to say, yes. I'm already as familiar with this ironclad halfwit as I care to be.
We don't have time to trade jabs today, Verse. After the siege, you can throw as many tantrums as you please. I suggest that we remain focused on the mission.
No offense to the mission, but seeing you looking like a garbage heap and reeking of a mass grave is more amusing by far. Did you forget how to don your armor, or did Graven Ash leave you out in the rain?
It's challenging enough to experience battle from a courtroom, much less remember the faces of your cohorts. I wouldn't expect you to know me under these accursed blades of rust. Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
Wow, so much text. Okay, let's see. Alright. Hmm. I would actually rather travel on my own. Interesting, I can level the lady up. Hey, welcome back again. Wait, I kinda wanted to talk to these two actually. Now you're sleepy. Wait, what's the whole thing? You feel like you ate all salty food because you did, and now you're sleepy. Alright. I mean, oh, no. I don't care about the others. Just want to buff myself. Very sorry. I mean, you're not actually gonna sleep, are you? Uh-oh. No, but what if I did? That would be fine, obviously. I, you have been up for several hours now.
That's far enough, Fatebinder. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade.
Hmm.
There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
Well, I, just, I already want to do uh playthrough, but I just always choose Glare silently.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Very good, Fatebinder. You do well not to set a standard of compromise and weakness before these southern wretches. You know the meaning of precedence in law and in war.
I did not ask for your input, you fucking shit golem.
Then I will take no more of your time. Apologies. We will depart at once.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous. But I will do it, I guess. This game has something really cool about it that, like, I've only been playing it for a bit and I'm already kind of lost in it. Like, I'm really excited by all of these options. Oh my god, we only have 8 days. Better freaking speed things up, huh? Oh my god, I really like this option, but I'm not gonna do it. This option is also very good. Don't want to hurt his feelings. I'll say that. Um, sure. Hey, buddy, remember me? I like him. Now that you issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us come out of this hole? I like the writing in this game. Remain silent. I just I want to be the silent protagonist. Protagonist? I misunderstood this line. I thought I was asking if my help is actually worth, like, is it if it has value. because of the other options. One of them mentioned that uh, they are better at extracting information than I am. Like the Archon of Secret is better at this shit. My dog. He's right here. Hmm. I made some good bluffs here. Oh my god. You know I'm gonna go for one, right? I'm gonna make her kill her friends. I mean, I'm sorry.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts. Well, let me see. I can't. Uh-huh. So, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied. I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed up.
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
What should I don't trust this guy. I just don't trust this guy. And like I'm in full evil mode right now because I just want to survive this thing. Where's the glare silently option when you need it? I just want to glare silently. Please. Let me glare silently. But it can, because what if that's like what if some magic is involved? This guy is super suspicious to me. Although, oh, sorry.
Wait, I beseech you, don't dispose of me just... Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
Well, I just said another useless prisoner, and now I'm like,
This trial may be a terrible idea, but if I don't entertain them in their court, they'll have more grisly recreation in mind. Please, how about this? The Fatebinders are trained in magic, correct? Be my champion, protect me through this trial, and I will teach you all I know of the healing arts. Think of all you could help with such mystic lore. A most clever technicality. And I would happily serve the Archon of Justice.
That's a big lady there.
Another battle.
Oh, it's one more point. Hmm. What does control life do? Huh? Um. I don't have that skill. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
No other way. You think you're bad at making friends.
We'll have your head! You'll have to hit harder than that.
Nice. I really like the combo skill I have with Verse. That she knocks them down and they just smash their brains out on the ground. Why are the course still here? Yeah, this old man is super suspicious to me. I don't trust him. Do you think I needed to send you to kill me? that's that's a bit naughty. Yeah, you know what? Let's not get out of here. I I will not glare silently. Not on this playthrough, anyway. Don't tell me what to do. Hmm. so so here's the thing. Hmm. Like, this is a gigantic detour. 8 hours. I'm gonna go here. Wow, completely uninterrupted. How lucky. Fake limp. I think fake limp might have a fake limp. lead them in my way. I have no idea. Oh, I can't hide talent. He's used to this armor. Why am I laughing at this? You. Alright. Alright. Is that a ranged weapon? That's spears. So what we'll do is.
More tallies to the body count.
Hey, over there. Can't wait to try that again.
Oh, die really. Finally. Stop casting magic. Here we go.